Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our paramedic graduation and our EMT moving up ceremony. I am Dr. Liesl Jones. I'm your provost here at BMCC. So when I think about EMTs, paramedics, EMS, 4 words come to mind. The first word is please. When you're standing on the street talking to your friend and you see the ambulance go up, sirens and lights, and it's going up your street, your first thought is, please don't let it stop at my house. When it stopped at my house, I didn't realize I was running until I was almost at my house. And the only thing I could say was, please save my dad. Please take care of my dad. Please help my father. And watching my mother run into the ambulance with the EMTs and my dad and not knowing what happened was the worst day I can remember in my childhood. Standing with my phone and watching my daughter ride, she show jumped, and just a glorious day. All of a sudden, through my phone, I didn't realize until I had dropped the phone, jumped the fence, and went running, that the horse had thrown my daughter 8 feet into the air, and she landed headfirst on the ground. When your child isn't moving, they're not making a sound, and you can't figure out how to get there fast enough, and you feel like your life is moving in slow motion, all you can think of is, please let the ambulance get here. Please let somebody help my child. Please don't let my child die. That word, please, is an incredible word, and you will hear it because you're going into a scene that is somebody's worst day of their entire life in that moment in time. And the only thing they can think of is the word please. The next word is hope. When the ambulance showed up and the EMTs came out, the look on my mother's face was no longer of despair, but it was of hope. Hope that somebody was going to help my dad. Hope that somebody was going to help her husband. When the EMTs broke through the fence and got to my daughter and cut her outfit off her, it didn't matter to me that they just sliced through a $350 jacket and ripped off a $250 helmet, and thank God the boots were still attached. It was a sense of hope that somebody was going to figure out if she had a spinal cord injury. I'm a developmental neuroscientist. All of my education went out the window, and the only thing I could think of was, please get my daughter to the hospital. The last 2 words are thank you. Let me be the one today to say thank you. Fathers, mothers, daughters, grandparents, aunts, uncles, siblings, best friends aren't going to think of the ability or have the ability to say thank you as you pick up their loved ones, work on their loved ones, bring their loved ones back to life, get their loved ones to the hospital. They won't think of it in that moment in time. It'll come to them much, much later that they never said the words, thank you. So let me say that to you today. Thank you. Thank you for choosing this profession. Thank you for choosing a life of service. Thank you for choosing to be the first person that runs into a scene to take care of somebody's loved one. You are all phenomenal people. You have been through a lot to get to where you are. I've seen some of you in the hallways, studying, working hard, and preparing for that moment when somebody's loved one is in your hands and their life is in your hands, and the only thing they can think of to say is the word please. Thank you, and congratulations. That's what happens when it's 6:30 on a Wednesday night. So I'd like to introduce to you Jenny Solomon. She is the chief of the instructional unit for standards and compliance, and she is here to say hello to you all and to introduce the video.
Thank you for that. And let me add my gratitude to the provosts as well. In a world where so many jobs are being replaced by automation, you are that human element in healthcare that is going to make a difference. So while everyone else is being outsourced to an algorithm, remember that you are that human element. You are that person that people are going to connect with. And another person that I'd love for you to know about is Ryan Greenberg. He is the man who will sign the paramedic card that you'll put in your pocket, and he's recorded a little video for y'all. And that's all I have to say, but thank you to everything. Thank you for everything. And to the supporters, the family, the friends, distinguished guests. Your support means the world as well. So here's a video from Ryan.
Hello, and welcome to the BMCC Paramedic graduation. My name is Ryan Greenberg, and I am the Chief and Director of the Division of State EMS, and I am truly excited to get a few minutes of your time at this really special occasion. I'm sorry I wasn't able to make it there in person, but unfortunately, with a lot of obligations going on, I wasn't able to make this one. I want to start by saying, congratulations! There truly is the light at the end of the tunnel. I know that when many of you probably started this program 12 to 24 months ago, you looked and said, I can't even see the light at the end of the tunnel. And yet, you're here. You've achieved it. You've gotten there. Congratulations. I know this didn't come without a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of missing things that you wanted to be at. But you put all that energy into it, and you've made it to the end. You are about to become part of a key component of our EMS system in New York State. We certify about 500 paramedics every year, only about 8,000 in total of our 80,000 paramedics. Those 8,000 paramedics respond and serve the needs of almost 4 million EMS calls a year. They do it alongside with all of our EMS providers. But the paramedics are the ones in some of our most critical calls that provide that critical care, that ER, right out in the field. And that is your future. Thank you for joining, and thank you for being a part of that. I also want to say thank you for being a part of the next generation of where paramedicine is going, and that's getting an associate's degree. You don't have to have an associate's degree today. There's no requirement to become paramedic to have an associate's degree. So you took the path less traveled already. You said, hey, I can go here and just get a certificate, or I can go here and get my paramedic certificate as well as my associate's degree. That's amazing. That says a lot about you. That says a lot about your dedication. And that says a lot about your desire of what the future holds. Reality is, the future of EMS is yours, even more than it is mine. Because you will be in EMS way longer than I will be. Today is the start of an exciting chapter. It is moving up on that ladder. And as you move up on that ladder, I hope you continue to look up and figure out how high you want to go. Do you move into becoming an instructor? Do you move into becoming a field training instructor? Do you move into maybe a leadership position? Maybe an administrative position? Whatever that future looks like, I hope it's bright. And I hope that there is just endless opportunities ahead of you. I can tell you, I think there is. And I think that degree will only help open more doors in your future. That when you sit there and you are up against, really qualified individuals, and it's you against somebody else, and maybe you have the degree and they don't, that you get that opportunity. That is exciting. So although today it may not seem like that big of a deal, in the big picture of things, it could be a really big deal. I want to say, remember to always be an advocate. Be an advocate for your patients. Be an advocate for yourselves. Be an advocate for your profession. Get involved. I know I've met a lot of you at the REMSCOs and the SEMSCO meetings. For those family members, those are our regional EMS council meetings and our state EMS council meetings. And I've gotten to hear a lot of your great feedback. Well, don't let it end now. Continue to attend those. Continue to consider maybe joining a committee or a working group. You have a great idea? Bring it to a regional council, a state council, or to me. I want to hear it. You are the future, and we need to shape the future the way that each of you think it should be shaped. I want to take a moment to thank our family members. If it wasn't for each of you, none of today would be possible. We understand the sacrifices you make so that we can help others. We may not be home for every holiday. Sometimes we even ask a holiday to shift by a day. We may not be home for every bedtime, but hopefully we can make it in time for breakfast. You are our heroes because you allow us and everybody in this room to do the work that they need to for their communities. So thank you for that. And thank you to BMCC for everything that you do. Your innovation, your dedication to EMS is amazing. The programs that are coming out of BMCC, the associate degree programs, the programs to help people get their degree that maybe didn't come to BMCC originally, that's innovation, that's collaboration. That's what we need in EMS more now than ever before. So thank you to BMCC for all your EMT programs, your paramedic programs, your innovation, and your amazing instructors. Lastly, congratulations. I am truly excited to sign each of your paramedic cards in the near future. I hope that this is the start of one of the most exciting chapters of your lives. Being able to help others, being out in that field, being able to meet the needs of so many. Thank you for everything that you've done. Congratulations on getting here, and I wish you all the best of success. Bye now. Hello, and welcome to the BMCC.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Tyler Canzera. I'm one of the graduates of the 2025 BMCC Paramedic Program, and I'm fortunate enough, thank you, to be one of the speakers. Let me first start by saying Keloke and giving yet another congratulations to my fellow graduates of the Paramedic Program. 1 year ago, as we all sat in the audience at the previous class's graduation, we wondered about what the next year would bring for all of us. When you tell someone in EMS that you're about to start paramedic school, they usually reply with something along the lines of, good luck, you're really gonna need it. With these statements in mind, I'm sure that we were all sitting nervously in our chairs and envisioning the long list of challenges we would encounter. Being overwhelmed by cardiology, trying to keep track of hour requirements for rotations, running on more caffeine than sleep, trying to remember all the protocols when your preceptors decide to do a pop quiz at 6 in the morning when you're on 4 hours of sleep, still not understanding cardiology, and all the small personal battles we would each face. Unfortunately, I'm here to tell you all the challenges we envisioned and more did in fact become reality. However, as evidenced by the number of blue graduation caps you see today, we overcame each and every challenge. All 5 boroughs are represented in our class, and I'm sure John is on a first-name basis with the express bus driver back to Staten Island. We also have people from Long Island, upstate New York, and Colorado. Our class's experience in the field ranged from 8 years to, I passed my EMT exam last week, I promised my card's in the mail, please let me start class. Our class shared knowledge, we answered our own questions, we became a support network that we all leaned on at some point, and sometimes we also panicked together as a class simply because it's cathartic and we didn't know what else to do. The experience, skills, and knowledge that we all as individuals brought together in class were key to getting to this point. Our in-class instructors were flight paramedics, FDNY rescue paramedics and chiefs, paramedics working full-time on some of the busiest units in the entire city, paramedics with specialized knowledge in topics such as hazmat or neonatal care. Regardless of experience or agency, all of our instructors were linked by a passion to teach and to mold us into paramedics. However, our instructors didn't want to simply create paramedics. They wanted to create paramedics that they would be proud to work alongside of and who would improve our field. Our instructors held us to a high standard, one which was frustratingly high at times, but one that we met and we are now better prepared because of. Our preceptors in the field were incredible, whether at NYU, St. Barnabas, in the ED at Flushing or Brookdale, or at any other clinical site. We were fortunate to have preceptors that eagerly accepted the task of teaching nervous, inexperienced paramedic students. Whether it was our first IV, our first cardiac arrest, or our first call where it all began to really click, our preceptors were there through it all. We found not just preceptors, but mentors and friends in ambulances and hospitals who pushed us to do more and know more because they knew we were capable of it. 1 year ago, we sat in the audience envisioning every single challenge we would face in our upcoming year of paramedic school. It seemed insurmountable, it seemed terrifying, it seemed like maybe we should have listened to every single person who said, good luck, you're really gonna need it. However, hindsight is 20/20, and looking back, we had our instructors, we had our preceptors, we had our friends and families to support us along each and every step, and we had each other. How could we not overcome every challenge we would face in the coming year? However, our challenges are far from over, and we now get to begin working in the field as fully fledged paramedics, assuming REMAC doesn't delay our exam next week. I know we will have times when we are nervous, when we are unsure, and when we doubt ourselves, but just as we have overcome every challenge in our past, I'm confident that we've been prepared well, and we will overcome any challenge we face in our careers as paramedics. To my fellow graduates, it's been a pleasure going through this past year with you all. Congratulations to all of us, and thank you to everybody who helped us get to this point. I would now like to introduce Benjamin Krakow, our informal class president who kept us all on track.
All right. Thank you, Tucker. There's a lot of people in the auditorium today for this moment, and I want to give a really big thank you to everyone here that came out to show support for this new graduating class of paramedics. To our amazing instructors, thank you for showing us the skills of the trade. To our preceptors, thank you for trusting us and being part of the education and guiding us. How to use these skills learned in a classroom onto the street. To Maddie, thank you for bringing all the snacks and guiding us through all the clinicals. To Megan and Dr. Sixsmith, thank you for creating an endless amount of opportunities for us to not only learn, but excel. I want to start off by reading the definition of forge to the families in the room that support their loved ones here today. To forge is to make or shape by heating it in fire and hammering it. Over the course of the past year, your loved one has forged themselves into one of the rarest breeds of medical professionals in the world. Approximately 0.3% of the US population are licensed EMS clinicians, including paid and volunteer staff. Your loved one has become someone who answers the calls from help from strangers, not knowing what lies on the other side of that call, running into the fray armed with nothing but the tools of the profession and knowledge taught in this very building. I use the word forge because every single one of us here are not the same person we were when we first started. We were shaped through the molds of this program Megan, Maddie, and Dr. Sixsmith built. We were heated in the fire by our skills instructors, turning up the heat in our skills scenarios to make sure we never felt complacent. And our preceptors on the ambulance hammered us with the realities of the mean streets of New York City. Supporting a first responder and their family is hard and definitely comes with unique challenges. We meet people on their worst days, see the worst sides of humanity, and come home and still want to love the people around us. If they never told you how important your support is to them, if you're in this room, it probably literally means the world. I had the honor of the class trusting me to help guide them through this extremely rigorous program. They all voted me in to represent them and be the source of information and guidance to our instructors. Even though for the first 3 months, everyone thought Megan put me in the class as a spy, they eventually trusted me. For those of you that know me, you know I'm not much of an emotional speaker, but today we have 18 amazing paramedics graduating, but something I really want to point out is that this class has been more than just a class filled with my peers. They say in paramedic school, everything bad that can happen, will happen, and it will happen all at once, and at exactly the worst time it can come. I'm pretty sure all of us went through that feeling in some way, shape, or form, whether it was financial, personal, or even a loss of a family member. Something that I loved about this class was that we all leaned on each other. We weren't just classmates. We became each other's shoulders to cry on, the comedians to give us a laugh when we were down, the voice of reason when nothing was making sense. And oh man, it was every week where something didn't make sense to us. And something we even gave was tough love to get past all the adversity. Coming from the military, I always was worried that I would never find the level of camaraderie that I did in the military anywhere else. But here, I was proven wrong. And I could not have been happier to be proven wrong. Now that the dust is settled, I can admit I was very tough on all of you, and I did it because I wanted to see you all here today. The second you trust me with representing us, I made it a personal goal to make as many people get through here as possible. I've never seen so much growth in one group of people. I want to make something clear to my fellow paramedics. I will never stop being there for you, just like I never stopped answering 3 a.m. texts or calls of you guys panicking. Whenever you need me, I will be there. I can't wait to hit the road knowing that not only is there a great group of paramedics ready to change the world, but a great group of paramedics that understand that the job is more than just medicine. It is about the integrity, empathy, and trust that we show people on their worst days. It's been a roller coaster of a ride. It's time to end this chapter and start a new one, and I hope in the next chapter I see you all there. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Megan Williams, and I have the pleasure and the privilege of being the Paramedic Program Director at the Borough of Manhattan Community College. It is a beautiful and an amazing place due to administration, due to the clinical affiliation agreements that we have, due to the faculty that give their endless hours, due to our medical director, Maddie, more people than we can say, and of course, the students, quite frankly, and since then, the graduates. The character of BMCC and the character of this paramedic program is unlike any other one in the state. I currently head up the New York State Paramedic Program Directors Working Group and Committee, and I can tell you with no uncertain terms that we are absolutely the best EMT and paramedic class and program. When you all walked into this room last year and you followed along with the schedule and you said, sure, Megan, we're going to be there for that graduation and moving up ceremony, very similar to the current students that are staring at me going, oh, I don't know what I got into right now. You were very wide-eyed, you were very eager, some panicking, couple of tears here and there. Some people just going, okay, cool, I'm gonna come back next week. Hopefully there's coffee, maybe. Now it is a stark difference. You're sharp, you're skilled, battle tested, not just by simulations, clinicals, and a little bit of caffeine withdrawal, but also forged to step out as not only graduates, but also coworkers. We are extremely proud as your instructors, your teachers, your educators, to say, you are our coworkers. We would trust you any day of the week and every second of the rest of our lives to come and help us, our family members, to stop death, dying, all the bad things. That is not something that every program can say, and for most of my career and most of the other faculty's careers, the joke amongst graduating classes is, ooh, they've graduated, hopefully they don't come to my house. That is not how we work here, and that's not how you have been built and forged. You didn't just meet the minimum standard. You 100% leapt past that standard. You didn't climb the bar, you catapulted way further away than that and left it shaking completely in your wake. It was gone, completely gone. Your dedication, your grit, relentless pursuit of excellence didn't just turn heads, it echoed and rippled amongst the state. I came down from Albany today because there were state meetings. They meet quarterly, as you know, because you went to Saratoga during your class. Found a whole lot of extra time, I see. But you made the time, and you made the time because you decided it was important to make that career yours and to make that ripple effect. I want to bring to you the words of SEMSCO that say, thank you, congratulations, they are very excited for you. And if any of you are watching the live stream this afternoon, the medical directors from around the state gave you a standing ovation of thanks. You did a great job. That's not every day. 3 years ago, they didn't know half the paramedic programs, and they were just starting to learn the BMCC name. They asked for you when I was up today. They wanted to know, well, where are they? And I said, they're busy. They'll be back in December. They're going to be on some of your committees. Let me say this as plainly and proudly as I can. I'm amazed at what you accomplished. You catapulted ahead. And this program isn't any joke. Lots of long nights. You guys have heard it already. You felt it. You lived it. Your family members were there amongst as well. They know exactly what we're talking about. You climbed it, some in style, some questionable style, with some hats, which these hats are approved. You can wear them. But I am very excited. I am genuinely excited, and I cannot stop smiling. There will be tears. Those will be later. Your power, your compassion, your knowledge, the way you're showing up for each other, your patients, your future patients, and all of the new EMT students, graduates, and as the first alumni class to start with some of the activities that we are going to continue on a monthly basis to make this program even better. It's a strong thank you. You're an absolutely amazing class. No pressure to the new class. You're going to get there. They're going to mentor you. It's going to be wonderful. But you have earned the title. Wear it with pride. We'll give you a whole bunch of BMCC stuff. Wear that with pride. You're not students anymore. You are now graduates. You're paramedics. You're our colleagues. And I cannot be prouder to say that. We will always be here as your second family and partners, elevating and hopefully progressing that career as we have over the last year. Now, at some point in the next 20 minutes or so, we've been very efficient so far, you are going to go save some lives, help ease someone's mental suffering, be the role model and mentor that you wanted to be. And you remember those colored index cards on day one? Oh, that took a second. Yeah, those colored index cards where you had to say, where do you want to be and what do you want to do when you graduate as a paramedic? Those were really fascinating to read. I'll give them to you later. Look back at that and think about where you came from, how far you went through, and where you are today. With pride, gratitude, and now the new call sign of your proud former director, congratulations. Now, before we get to conferring degrees, we have a couple of things that we're going to do to recognize and mentor the next students that hopefully will be graduating in 1 or 2 years from now. Hopefully 1, maybe 2. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to ask Professor Khalid Kazi to come up and to help us recognize some select few representatives of the EMT class that have graduated within the last 12 months. These students have started their first part of their journey. They are in their first year of their 2 years associate's degree program, and they have finished their New York State EMT certification. So as I call them up to the stage to give them their certificates, if you wouldn't mind supporting them. First up is Noel Kim. Luca Varesco. Alyssa Carrero. Thank you. Siri Chilera. Chris Espinoza. John Fleckenstein. Nas, who will say the rest of his name when he gets up here. Jan Michael Maludo. I think that's it. Beautiful, thank you. Well done. Thanks, Colleen. The next portion of our ceremony takes us to the current paramedic students. Yes, we can clap for that. One of the things we are very proud of is celebrating the little things. We certainly have a large amount of work that we do in paramedic class, and it is so easy to lose sight of those little things. So, in this portion, we are going to call up each one of the paramedic students, and the paramedic alumni are going to come up and assist as well. And what we do now is we do a patching ceremony. The current students, when they come up, are going to be receiving a New York State paramedic patch. And let's see if we can coordinate this. What did we do with your patches? Where were they? Yeah, sounds so happy. So they go on the wall for them to look at in their classroom so that they can make sure that they remember that is what you are being forged for and going to get to, and it is going to get closer and closer, and then you are going to be able to rip those off the wall carefully without ruining the paint, for the record. And they will come back to you with your certificates when we confer your degrees today, all signed. Great idea, by the way. Yes. So, without further ado, Jonas Aldana. All right, and then you head down, you stay here. Perfect. Luis Avila. Preston Bellini. Yeah, just grab one, give. Ashley Bravo. Alyssa Carrero. Siri Chilera. Robert Diamond. Chris Espinoza. John Fleckenstein. Yakov Friedman. Shahud Khan. Nancy Lublin. Aaron Kennedy. Carolina Lugo. Giovanni Luna. Jasmine Molina. Jonathan Marroquin. Luis Santana. Nas. Jeremy Robles. Alexis Sida. Franklin Veda. I'd like to invite up to the stage Dr. Diane Sixsmith, who will now lead the current students and soon to be 2026 graduating class in the Oath of Geneva.
Can I ask you all to raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me?
I'm going to have you scoot around to her.
Pardon? I solemnly pledge myself to consecrate my life to the service of humanity.
I solemnly pledge myself to consecrate my life to the service of humanity.
I will give my teachers the respect and gratitude which is their due.
I will give my teachers the respect and gratitude which is their due.
I will practice my profession with conscience and dignity.
I will practice my profession, conscience, and dignity.
The health of my patient will be my first consideration.
The health of my patient will be my first consideration.
I will be maintained by all means in my power
I will be maintained by all means in my power
the honor and noble tradition of the medical profession,
the honor and noble tradition of the medical profession.
my colleagues will be my brothers and sisters.
My colleagues will be my brothers and sisters.
I will not permit considerations of religion, nationality, race,
I will not permit considerations of religion, nationality, race,
party politics, or social standing
party politics, or social standing
to intervene between my duty and my patient.
to intervene between my duty and my patient.
I will maintain the utmost respect for human life,
I will maintain the utmost respect for human life.
even under threat.
Even under threat,
I will not make use of medical knowledge
I will not make use of medical knowledge
contrary to the laws of humanity.
contrary to the laws of humanity.
I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
Let's repeat that. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor.
Great. You can have a seat. I have to begin my remarks by saying my ongoing gratitude to the people who really make this program, because I'm basically a totem here, the medical director. And that's Dr. Everett Flannery, the department head, famous to me for always being able to make everything happen. To Megan, who by far is the most outstanding program director I have ever met, and you all, I think, should know that she has taken this program to heights that we never expected and always has something new and wonderful for you guys to do. And lastly, to Maddie Fong, my friend of probably, how many years is it now? 45 years maybe? I don't know. But Maddie and I have been together forever, and she is in many respects the paramedic that all of you could hope to be. So thank you to the three of you. So class of 2025, I am so sorry to see you go. You have been probably one of the best classes I have ever taught in my close to 40 years of doing this. So engaged, so interested, so fun, so conscientious, a really great group. But class of 2025, I am also so happy to see you go. Because when my time comes, I would be happy that any of you put those paddles to my chest and I'll look up and say, oh yes, that was one of my students. And I know they're going to give me the right shock for the right moment. Anyway, you know, every time I meet a new class, like class of 2026, you'll hear this, and every time I say goodbye to you at the end of class, I say the same thing. I am happy for you to have a job, and will have a job and a career that only many other people wish they could have. And of course, that's why we watch these shows like The Pit and Grey's Anatomy and ER, because I think the general public really is fascinated and admiring of what you do. This was, of course, brought home to me in a really real fashion for the first time, however, by an article in the New York Times, September 2nd of this past week, actually. It was titled, "The Millionaire Who Left Wall Street to Become a Paramedic." Have any of you guys read that? This is what it said about Mr. Jonathan Kleiser. Now, a lot of the article was talking about what a hero he was and all the great stuff he did, right? But this is the part that resonated for me and something that I always think to tell the incoming class and the outgoing class. Mr. Kleiser's transition from millionaire commodities trader to rookie paramedic came 13 years ago when he traded what he viewed as nihilistic self-enrichment for the mission of saving other people's lives. By the time he abandoned Wall Street, he said he was making millions of dollars a year. He was also miserable. I was a person who created nothing, gave nothing to anybody. Mr. Kleister, 55, said of his time on Wall Street, where he ran his own investment fund, I was a person who created nothing and gave nothing. You guys, on the other hand, will have the opportunity to give something every day. Some of you may know that my partner for many years was a paramedic. He was a paramedic for 25 years, actually. He's on my mind particularly right now because he died 10 years ago this week. I don't think being a paramedic killed him, you guys, let's not hope. But he was based in Lower Manhattan for his whole career. And he was, of course, one of the many emergency responders after 9/11. He said to me one time, "Di, can you think of how many doors I have gone through?" And that remark has always stayed with me. It's probably why I continue to teach and admire you all for so many years. Because I think of that, how many doors you go through and the courage that it takes to do that. So I've worked in emergency rooms for 40 years, and as any of you know who watch shows like The Pit or Grey's Anatomy, where everything always is wonderful and there's a whole staff to save lives and the lives are always saved. When you're a paramedic, there's you and your partner. There's not a bunch of nurses and specialists and CT scans and x-rays and IVs and medicine. There's you, your partner, and 2 bags of equipment. And you never know what's going to be on the other side of the door, and you never know, will I be up to doing it? That takes a lot of courage. And I myself know the situations where you don't know, am I going to be up to it? Am I going to be able to do it? And for you in particular, I have such admiration because you're there out there flying without a parachute, just with you and your partner. So you have my endless admiration. And my wish that for you, as for me, this career continues to give the joy as it has me all these many, many years. Because honestly, as Mr. Kleisner knew, in contrast to giving nothing and creating nothing, you give something every day that you are at work. And your posterity, as I told you when you entered this class, is the memories you leave in the people who you have saved. I've told you about my own experience. The paramedic who took care of me, I will never forget. And the same will be for you. What you have done for the people you've cared for will live in their memories till they die. What a great thing to be able to offer humanity. So I wish you all the best of luck. Goodbye, and thank you so much for making it a wonderful year for me.
in the streets of me. If I can make it here, I can make it anywhere, that's what they say. See my face in lights, on my name a monkey's found down on Broadway. Even if it ain't all it seems, I got a pocket full of dreams, baby, I'm from New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of, there's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you. Hear it for New York, New York, New York. On the avenue, there ain't never a curfew. Ladies work so hard. Such a melting pot on the corner selling rock. Preachers pray to God. And the gypsy cab takes me down from Harlem to the Brooklyn Bridge. Someone sleeps tonight with the hunger for more than an empty fridge. I'ma make it by any means. I got a pocket full of dreams, baby, I'm from New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of, there's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you. Hear it for New York, New York, New York. One hand in the air for the big city. Street lights, big dreams, all looking pretty. No place in the world that can compare. Put your lighters in the air, everybody say yeah, 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 yeah. New York, concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do. Now you're in New York. These streets will make you feel brand new. Big lights will inspire you. Hear it for New She hid around corners and she hid under beds. She killed it with kisses and from it she fled. With every bubble she sank with a drink and washed it away down the kitchen sink. The dog days are over. The dog days are
people that aren't here, I just want to have the people that aren't here.
Fine. Go ahead. I'll skip this one. I'll start crossing it out for you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys, this is the moment when we acknowledge you are truly graduated. Anjali Basdeo. Serenity Howard. Yes.
Tucker Catazaro. I just say their first names.
Chelsea Diaz.
John DiMiola.
Benjamin Krakow.
Judah Lansky.
Diana Linares.
Owen Riley Duffy.
Oscar Rojas. Is he not here?
Yeah.
Carlos Rosales. Not here?
No, who's here?
There he
Just
is.
say that
There we go.
Alens Silva.
Darian Strait.
She knows how to say your name. Alexander Urena.
Jeremy Wong.
They so nicely got back to their seats. Everybody stand up. Flip around so that everybody can see you. And move your tassel. Congratulations. I'm keenly aware that this is one of the last things that we get to say before Dr. Jones gets to come up and not stand between you and the food and the great celebrations. I would like to recognize the current paramedics, EMTs, career mentors that are in the field. If you could please stand up so that we can recognize you and appreciate you, please. I know you're not going to want to stand up. The uniforms kind of give it away. It does not go without notice that you are either on a break right now, or that you took your time to come down here with congestion pricing to spend time and celebrate this program, these graduates, and we very much appreciate all that you have done. Thank you. Without further ado, for our closing remarks, Dr. Jones.
So I started out telling you about 2 very difficult times. So I thought I'd close with how it all ended. Thanks to talented, courageous individuals like yourselves, my father, who had thought that using a pressure cooker, and he was a chemist, was a smart idea, turned out not to be a smart idea. I don't think I've ever used a pressure cooker again. It actually exploded all over him. And because of the fast-acting paramedics, he only had a few skin grafts and retained his legs because they took care of him and got him to the hospital on time and into a burn unit to make sure that he was okay. My daughter is 22. She graduated from college. She did get back on a horse, and she went to a national competition because the paramedics stabilized her, got her awake, got her talking, and got her to the hospital on time. So thank you for what you're going to do for somebody out there that you don't know their name, you don't know who they are, and you don't know what's going on in their life, but you will make a difference. So because of people like you, my father is 82 and my daughter is 22. So thank you for your service. And the food is in lower area, so I think you just turn around and go back down the stairs, and there's food to enjoy your celebration.